Hello everybody, welcome to Sandbox, the openly beta podcast where we talk, and this is episode 20.
Oh my god, it's episode 20.
Yeah.
I never thought we'd make it this far. It only took us 2 years. That's 10 podcasts a year, guys.
Oh dear. The highest concentration of podcasts has been within the last 3 weeks.
The last 3 weeks we've done one a week, every Wednesday. Well, we record them every Wednesday. Every Thursday they go online.
We've been doing good for the last 3 weeks. It only took a global pandemic.
We've been consistent. If we can keep this up. It only took us being forced into our rooms.
So today, I've got a really interesting looking drink that I want to discuss.
Ooh, do tell.
I mean, it's a beer, of course, but it looks.
Oh,
so I'm gonna for those of you watching on YouTube, I'll show you the can and then I'll describe it to the audio listeners. It has really awesome, funky artwork on it, like properly cartoony. I mean, it definitely looks like a kid's drink, except it's definitely alcoholic. Even has a link to the guys. It has a link to the guy who did the artwork on the back of the. Has
that's really cool. That's very cool. I'm very excited to see this video.
This is called Lost Pier. APA actually. That's what it's called.
Ooh, what's the second A? No.
You know what?
It's just American Pale Ale.
It probably is. It has rye in it.
Yeah.
And rye is very
I don't know why I asked what the second A is.
But
the second A is always ale.
Yeah, that's ale. I do get lost on all the different definitions of beers, but I'm assuming that's American.
Well, you are a brewer, so that's worrying.
I haven't brewed a beer for a long time. Right. Let's pour this. Let's pour this boy. I don't know what colour it is. It's like
I've already poured mine, which is a bit sad.
Oh, what are you drinking?
Should I be talking about mine while you're pouring?
Go on then.
So I've got Green Ales Wild Berry Gin. I've got a nice, delicious pink gin that I stole from my mum. It's infused with wild berries. It's 37.5%. I don't know much about gin, but it sounds good. And I've mixed it with Fentimans Botanically Brewed Classic Pink Ginger, exquisitely crafted.
That is a really expensive mixer. Damn.
It's very delicious. Yeah, I'm going to be honest, I only put some of that in and the rest was lemonade because I didn't want to raid too much of my mum's alcohol. That's how we do it here at Quarantine Sandbox, everyone. I've got it here in an absolutely mahoosive gin glass. Most of this is lemonade, and it's, I think, cheap lemonades, It's good. It's very delicious, very fruity, very sweet. And you can't tell how alcoholic it is, but it's very alcoholic.
Sounds divine.
Tell us about your ale, Jamie. Tell us about the APA.
Okay, this smells awesome. So, it smells like an APA. It smells.
You didn't know what an APA was.
I said it smells like an APA. I'm the expert. I know everything. So, no, I don't actually know what an APA is. I can't even say it. It sounds like that's a horrible word.
Like
APA. Ugh.
It's actually pronounced APA.
Yeah, I'd much prefer that. So, it's vegan. Cool.
That's good.
Malt. Okay, I'm gonna just smell it and taste it. And
give it the smell test.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah?
10 out of 10. We drink again. It's not a 10 out of 10. That's not my grade. It's good.
It's an expression. Mine smells like gin, but tastes much less like gin. But it smells good.
Yeah. That's very drinkable.
I mean, as far as gin goes, I would give this like an 8 or 9 out of 10 because I know nothing about gin. It's very delicious. Probably also because of the mixer. Maybe I should shop some gin.
That's a good mixer.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you.
It's fancy stuff.
I really do like this beer. It's nice.
Yeah.
It's when you have a design that's as good as this on the can,
You expect a peak beer.
you just expect it to be like a life-changing experience. This is not a life-changing experience. This is like a very ordinary beer, but
I mean, in their defense, that is a high expectation to set on a beer. Sorry, brewer, my life isn't changed.
Well,
I'm still in lockdown.
I admit, I may be being a little bit unfair. I'll give you that, brewers.
Well, they should have given their can an absolutely disgraceful design.
You're right. They should have put low effort into this. They should have made the packaging look unappealing as possible, so that when Jamie...
It should have just been...
Go on.
I was going to say it should have just been 30 emojis.
Just the white-skinned thumbs down emoji.
Sure.
Okay. Well, now we've got our drinks prepared. We've
done that.
We've got each other. The mood's good.
We do.
The vibe's going well.
Always.
I think it's time to talk a little bit about video games. What do you reckon?
Ooh. Jamie, I think that sounds like an absolutely excellent idea.
I'm glad you agree
So
with me.
is this video game news we're starting with today? Is it? Let me just check my to-do list.
We're going to start with news. And I have a...
Go for it.
It has been an admittedly quiet week in gaming. Again,
Well, I actually have some for the first time ever.
I know. I'm kind of interested to see what you're bringing up here. Bringing to the table, I should say.
Yeah.
So, go for it. Tell us your news, Jack.
Well, it's probably not very exciting, and I don't know if you'll know about this, but there was a Last of Us 2 leak.
That is a good thing for you to bring up.
Yeah, Last of Us 2, that's my sort of game. I love a bit of PlayStation exclusivity, I love a bit of Naughty Dog, and I definitely love a bit of Last of Us.
Love a bit of corporate exclusivity.
Love a bit of corporate exclusivity. Look, I just love all the PlayStation exclusives. Nothing to do with me being a PlayStation fanboy, they just happen to all be amazing. Which I don't think is untrue, objectively. Right, but anyway, it's rumoured that these were released by a disgruntled ex-Naughty Dog employee. Which wouldn't be too surprising considering, you know, the grind these developers have to go through. However, that isn't confirmed, so let's not spread any fake news here. That's just a rumour. Could be something some fan made up. So it was originally scheduled to be released in May. They're now saying June, but we'll see how that goes. And apparently it was a near final build of the product. Among the release was a huge chunk of unseen gameplay, various cutscenes, the release's main menu, and what appears to be unfinished multiplayer code. I think there was quite a lot of quite big story leaks and stuff. Naughty Dog were very unhappy about this. One thing that is quite good, now I wasn't going to do this anyway. I didn't want to find out any leaks, any spoilers, because I'm way too excited for this game. I was potentially going to suggest that you look at the spoilers, and if people are interested, they could hear them here. But I have actually struggled to find anywhere that is releasing the spoilers. Everyone's been like, we're not going to do that here, we don't want to ruin it, which is good. So I don't think we should do that anyway, to be honest.
Okay.
If you want to find the spoilers, you can probably find them somewhere. But it feels like people are keeping it relatively on the down low. Some of the big media outlets, which is good because I wouldn't want to read them. I want that kept. I want it kept as a nice surprise when the game comes out. But yeah, pretty bad stuff for old Naughty Dog.
So I'll be honest. I saw a glimpse of that. I saw like a headline, and I just didn't really.
Yeah.
I don't know. I moved on from it. I just thought, oh, there's loads of leaks for games. That sounds quite substantial.
Yeah. No. Yeah. It does sound like a big one. No, I know what you mean. Games are leaks a lot, but I don't know. There was something about this. It seemed like
that sounds.
It seemed like almost the whole game was released, and you know that was a major voice crack there. It's because I'm so upset about the situation. But yeah, me being obsessed with the Last of Us franchise, I was definitely going to look into that one.
That's
So,
juicy. Yeah,
that's
wow.
that's the news. Moving on.
The next bit of news, there's some cool stuff. It's been a quiet week. People aren't working, so we've got
Yeah.
the coolest thing actually is right now as we are talking, the new Assassin's Creed is being revealed. It's being revealed in a very, very strange live stream, where they're doing like a Photoshop. As in, literally, it's a screen capture of someone doing a Photoshop of a background of some sort.
That's like concept art. That's very interesting.
Well, yeah, it's really weird. It looks very much like it's gonna be Viking, which obviously that's been like rumored for a very long time.
Oh, I like that a lot.
Yeah.
That would be cool. You know, I've never owned an Assassin's Creed game.
That's really interesting. I feel like that's a very unique take. Most people don't. Most people can't say that.
I've played a lot, like around friends' houses and stuff. Like pretty much every friend I know who's played video games has owned one.
Yeah.
But I've never owned one myself, and it's the sort of game I would enjoy. I quite like a standard single player AAA story game with kind of free roaming elements.
Yeah, the last
I've
two
never owned one.
Have been highly rated. I fell off the series because I played the first Assassin's Creed game that I actually owned was Assassin's Creed 3, which is the one that takes place in the American Civil War. And I thought it was cool. And then a lot of people don't like that one actually. And then I bought Black Flag. That was like a launch. That was a launch game.
That appealed to me
on the PS4. And although the setting of pirates is really cool, right? It was weird. I was put off the franchise a bit because it felt identical to the one before it, and it was like the setting made no difference at all.
That was always the thing for me with Assassin's Creed. It felt like they all looked very similar to me, and they came out so frequently. I felt like I'd never catch up, sort of thing. I'd never really feel that satisfied playing them all.
Yeah, so I was gonna get Assassin's Creed Origins, the next one.
Yeah.
No, sorry, it's not called Origins. It was called Unity, and But that was like majorly buggy when it originally came out. So I was like, well,
I remember that. Yeah.
I guess I'm not going to buy that then. And so I fell off the bandwagon. I missed the game, and I was kind of just missed all the ones that came afterwards. So I'm quite interested in getting back into it. You know.
Yeah, maybe I'll have a little start. Get into the franchise for the first time very late. I know the story.
Oh, the story.
I mean, really,
doesn't matter anymore.
Oh, fair.
They basically got rid of the whole like Animus thing, and it's essentially just a series of games that take place in historical places. The whole like Animus bit is completely irrelevant now.
Well, I guess I don't know the story.
It's just
the only Assassin's Creed media I need is the movie,
which is canon. Funnily enough.
Oh no!
What a weird.
So that's a very interesting launch reveal. Let's go back to that. The actual news.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's kind of
very unique.
It strikes me as a very lockdown way of doing a reveal.
Yeah.
It's just some guy just doing the Photoshop.
That's really fascinating.
It's weird. It's cool. It's not because I don't. I might be interested in this game. I'm not particularly an Assassin's Creed fan as such. So for me, it was dead boring. But I'm guessing if you're a big fan, that could be really exciting to watch that. So yeah,
I think that's quite appealing. I mean, that intrigues me as someone who's never even owned any of the games. Yeah, I like Photoshop videos.
So Vikings is cool, and there aren't
Vikings
that
is
many
very
games.
cool.
There aren't that many games that really involve Vikings. There's a lot of
No.
It's a lot of medieval games, like a lot.
Yeah.
There's not that many open world medieval games that aren't fantasy.
Vikings feels like untapped potential.
Definitely.
I mean, remember the RTS game Northgard that I played early on in the channel?
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah. That looked really, really good.
That was fun, Vikings. As someone with loose Viking heritage, probably. I mean, like everyone in the UK.
I say everyone.
Hey, my surname itself is Scandinavian. Yeah, Vikings are very cool.
I'm on the line of Ubisoft. I'm quite looking forward to Watch Dogs 3.
Yeah, Watch Dogs was another one that never really
set in
did
London
it for me.
And you've seen Watch Dogs 3, haven't you? Watch Dogs Legion.
I've seen hardly anything of it. No.
So there's no protagonist. You play as you're basically it's really interesting. You basically play as an NPC who then becomes the protagonist, and then whenever you die, you become a different NPC. And
ooh, that's interesting.
Yeah, so each NPC is unique. So you can be an old woman, and although obviously you're not very athletic and you can't do like all sorts of cool stuff like that, you are very unassuming. So it allows you to get places that you might not necessarily get if you were a big muscly guy.
Yeah.
And so they're basically every character has their own, every like randomly generated character has their own little backstory and stats. But what's cool is that the lore behind it is that you're building like a legion. You're building like a rebellion group, like hacking group. And so the NPCs that you become are first selected from your pool of people that you've recruited, who are all NPCs. Like you recruit randomly generated people to join your team. That is, I think that's a cool idea for a game.
That's really fascinating. I love meta stuff like that where they kind of explain the game mechanics through that sort of way, and that's a really cool way of doing it. I wonder how I wonder how specific they were with like what things affect the game, if that makes sense. Like, are there like racist NPCs and stuff? Did they have to take that sort of thing into account? That's really interesting.
Yeah, it got delayed, I think. I'm trying to look for the release date. It was meant to come out in March.
I hadn't heard anything about that. All I knew was it was set in London.
Yeah. Yeah, your initial reaction would be just to brush it off, because it's kind of like, oh, it's Watch Dogs, it's kind of boring.
Yeah, well, I didn't know any of that, so my thought was it's just Watch Dogs again, but this time in a different city. Kind of with Assassin's Creed. Like, it always looks like a similar thing in a different setting.
Yeah.
That's a very interesting mechanic.
More so with Watch Dogs, because it actually is just all modern day.
Well, yeah. Well, near future.
Yeah, sure.
I guess it's not... Is it near future? I guess it's near future, isn't it?
It is near future. I think it's like...
Yeah,
really
you do,
near.
yeah, because it's like there's kind of like one tech system that runs everything, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it probably takes place in like the first one came out in 2013, so that one
it took place in like 2020.
may well have taken place in the year 2025 or something. I don't know.
Yeah. That's cool though. I like stuff like that a lot. That's piqued my interest.
Yeah.
Now, if they just do a Photoshop reveal of the game,
I'm in.
I'll be all in.
I'm bloody in.
I'm bloody in.
Okay, so the next three things aren't as interesting. We won't dwell on them too much. Okay. No, it's
the next things we're going to talk about are boring.
it's been a slow news week, but I'm going to bring it up. So Gears Tactics came out. And surprisingly cool, but I'm not talking about Gears Tactics. I want to talk about Microsoft, and I want to talk about, well, kind of specifically how they view PC as a platform going forward, and also like currently. They're very their games have been like incredibly well made for PC, which it's funny because it's like, of course it would be. It's Windows. They own Windows. You'd expect it to be, but like you kind of associate them. Oh, they're Xbox, and up until recently, well, you didn't get Xbox exclusives on PC, and so and any ports were kind of a bit crappy, even though they own Windows, and it shouldn't be that way. But now they're going like full on. So Gears Tactics is like a really surprisingly meaty, properly high budget AAA tactics game that is exclusive to PC, and it's also on Game Pass. It's just really cool. Like it's like, this is sick.
Yeah. That's pretty interesting.
I just think that I think it's really exciting that all the Xbox exclusives that are going to come out over the next few years are all going to be on PC and potentially as part of Games Pass. So you don't even have to spend that much money on them, which is awesome.
That is cool. It's a cool prospect.
The next thing I want to mention very, very briefly is
go for it.
Nintendo made an acknowledgement of the Switch hack that we talked about last week.
Oh yeah.
And 160,000 accounts were hacked.
That is a lot.
And it's being investigated. That's all. But if you've been hacked by them, you will receive an email. So there we go. That's that.
Well, I mean, good they acknowledged it.
Yep.
Fair.
The final thing is just we don't know if this is going to be exciting or not. Nvidia certainly hope you get excited for it. So they are having a keynote. Usually this was supposed to be on March, and it was going to be at GDC, and it was going to be big, a big stage like they usually do, but they obviously cancelled it. And now it's coming on May the 14th via YouTube. And
fair.
They're talking about AI, they're talking about all cool computing things in general, because they do a lot of things, the company. But they're revealing new graphics cards, and they said get amped. And that's very choice wording, because the next cards are their colloquial name is Ampere, so it's like basically confirmed they're going to be showing them off, and it's just pretty cool, because I think
that could be cool.
I think
you're excited for that.
I can't wait. I think that these cards are going to be really, really good. I really hope so.
Yeah.
Because I want to buy one, and I want to get something.
I want to own it.
I want to get something that's better than a PlayStation 5. That's what I want. And if you want to get something that's better than a PlayStation 5 right now, it will cost you in the region of £600 to £700. Unbelievably expensive. No way am I paying that. So
what you should do is just get a PlayStation 5 and join the PlayStation fanboys.
See, you could get that, but then you have to put up with stinky dweebs like Jack Hoxby.
I'm saying this right now. I'm going to destroy my PC when the PlayStation 5 comes out and only play video games on the PlayStation 5. I'm going to fully integrate myself into Sony's cult.
You're leaving me out to dry then when it comes to the YouTube channel.
Yeah, we can only record Sandbox episodes using my Sony Xperia or PlayStation 5 live chat.
What a horrible world that would be.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, that's what's happening.
and that's it.
That's it. That's news.
Nothing mind blowing. Very
No,
dry week of gaming news. Um,
so dry.
so I don't want to, because I suppose we're approaching halfway.
We are approaching halfway.
I'm gonna be cheeky, and I'm gonna throw in our sponsor slot a little bit early.
Or is it that time again?
So please enjoy our lovely sponsor.
Get hyped.
And so now I want to talk about
Monster Cox Chicken. Oh, sorry. Go on.
I want to talk about what you've been watching recently. Give us some watching gossip.
What I've been watching will
Yeah.
be much easier than what I've been playing because I've been watching things but not playing anything.
Well, by all means,
I would just like to say
go
that now.
into vivid detail about what you've been watching.
So, my dad's been catching up with the Marvel films. He was quite a way behind. So over a long period, we've been watching all the Marvel films. Getting there, he's got Captain Marvel next. Then he's just got Endgame and Spider-Man, and we're all up to date. So it's very exciting.
I haven't actually seen the new Spider-Man.
Oh, have you not? It's good. It's good.
I know. I really need to
So,
watch
I know a lot of people have very mixed opinions on Marvel. It seems like people either really love them or really despise them. It feels like you either have the massive fanboys who would die for Stan Lee, who is already dead, or you have the people who hate Marvel and think it's the death of cinema, e.g. Martin Scorsese. Did he say that? I think he did.
I don't know. I'm going to intervene.
So,
I don't. I know. No, you're off on a story. Go on. Sorry.
well, I was just gonna say I'm not even really in the middle. I guess I'm kind of more on the fanboy side, but like I really enjoy most of the Marvel films, but I can still recognize that they're not like high art. They're just good entertainment. They're well made. They're mostly well written. You get a good story. Really good characters, but portrayed by very likable actors. They do a really good job at that. Yeah, like, what more do you really want? It's just fun popcorn cinema. It's not the best films in the world. I think it's dumb when people are like, this is my top 10. But I don't know. No, that's not dumb. People can have their opinions. What were you going to say?
I think two things. I think that judging by how massive and popular Marvel is, I think you're underestimating the number of casual fans there are.
Okay, that's true. I'm thinking more in terms of the vocal internet.
Yeah,
where you
I
get
know
either extreme.
that if you're on the internet and you're typing a comment in a thread, you have an opinion. You're not. It's very. I never ever see in a thread someone going having very middle of the road views. You usually have an opinion
rare
if you're on the internet.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very rare for people to have the kind of rational middle ground, centrist view. Yeah.
I think Marvel does so well, partly because it's popcorn cinema, and people who are not invested in the lore can still have a good time.
For what it is, they do a phenomenal job.
Yeah.
We've probably talked about this before, but yeah, like we won't dwell on this too long, this specific point. But for us specifically, the first Iron Man came out when we were 10.
Yeah, so I know it came out at a perfect time for us, really.
We've been peak age for this. While we've been nerdy teenagers, these films have been coming out. It's been great, and Endgame was real. It filled you with a lot of nostalgia. It was a good love letter for the franchise. It was great. But yeah, so that's Marvel for me. I think they do what they do really well. Far better than DC, which don't know what they're doing and are just trying to catch up. Even like Universal tried to do their Dark Monsters thing. Yeah, everyone's trying to do this.
They're still doing that, aren't they?
Maybe. We don't really know what the Invisible Man was, but maybe.
It's so weird.
It's looking like it might have been abandoned. But Marvel did it at the right time. They knew what they were doing, and they took their time. Is the most important thing. They took their time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been rewatching a lot of them. I want to quickly say, which I don't know if I've said before, but Black Panther is extremely overrated, and that's not because I'm racist. It's just the same as the others. I like it. It's a good film.
The fact
but
that you felt the
it's
need to say anything to say that you're not racist is part of the issue with this film and people criticizing it.
Yeah.
People are too quick to go, "Oh, you're not. Oh, I like it. Look, I'm liking it because I'm supporting this and this." Like, come on. It's important to be critical.
It's a film. It's a film. Like, I'm gonna praise it on its filmmaking prowess. I did like it, and I do think it's obviously so good that, you know, black people have
of course
a character they can relate to more and aspire to.
In terms of that, it was awesome, and it is like
it's great,
quite monumental and really important, and a lot of like real life black families went like more black people, as in than usual, according to statistics, went to see Black Panther than other Marvel movies.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's important. It's really important.
And it was about time, because Marvel has had a lot of good characters of color for a long time, but they've always been in the sidelines. Like, you know, you've got Falcon, you've got Rhodes, blah blah blah. So it was really good to have it so. And obviously it wasn't just the fact that he was a person of color. It was you know, African culture was the whole kind of setting.
Yeah.
It was cool. But in terms of the story, the plot, and I don't know, even just the cinematography and everything, it was a standard Marvel film. It was the same thing again. Mm-hmm. It was his origin, villain, they fight. Obviously, it was a bit more political in the sense it was basically kind of Martin Luther King versus Malcolm X. There was those sorts of comparisons which were cool, but I just think it's overrated.
It's one of my least favourite Marvel movies.
I would put it in like middle ground. But like, I preferred Captain Marvel, to be honest, which is the next one we've got to watch.
Yeah,
maybe it's just because that was more fun.
Captain Marvel. Yeah. I actually did enjoy Captain Marvel. I watched that in a plane.
Interesting. I saw it at the cinema and thought it was very good. But the main thing I want to talk about here, the most recent one I watched was Ant-Man and the Wasp. Mm-hmm. This is the first time where my dad's been watching one of them and I haven't seen the film before.
Wow.
Because I heard such bad things about Ant-Man and the Wasp that I just watched the ending online and didn't actually watch the movie before Endgame. So I didn't actually watch the ending. I watched the mid-credits scene because that was all I needed to see before Endgame, basically. Mm-hmm. To kind of get me all caught up. So we watched it the other day. It was far better than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
It was a really fun film. It was really funny at times. I think Paul Rudd's perfectly cast as Scott Lang, Ant-Man.
Yeah.
And I like Evangeline Lilly. I honestly think the worst part of the films is oh my god, what's his name? Like the most famous actor in the film.
I know what you mean.
Michael Douglas. God, that took far too long.
I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah, he
very good.
He really feels like he's half-arsing it, and he's a really, really good actor. Obviously, it's Michael Douglas.
But he brings down the movie. He takes you out of the movie. Actually, he really does.
Yeah,
feel like an actor.
Every now and then he's good at playing the grumpy, cynical man, mm-hmm. but sometimes he just feels like he's playing the grumpy, cynical man. Like, you kind of get the impression that he feels like it's below him, which, fine, maybe it is.
You're so right.
Yeah,
that is. You're right. Definitely.
He really. I just really noticed that when I was watching it. I found that quite surprising. And like Michelle Pfeiffer, I don't get that impression from her either. She feels like she's kind of giving it her all.
Yeah.
And you know, it's Michelle Pfeiffer. She could definitely be doing things that aren't Ant-Man and the Wasp. She could be being Catwoman again. But yeah, it was a very fun movie overall. I thought it was good. The thing with the first Ant-Man, whenever I watch it, I'm just sad that it could have been made by Edgar Wright and wasn't. And there's still
Yeah.
hints of Edgar Wright in there, like
Yeah.
the Michael Pena stories where everyone's mouthing what he's saying and that.
Ant-Man
It's like you can
is just fine. It's
you can just feel it being elevated.
I'd say
by
it's
Edgar
like
Wright.
it's somewhere between all right and good. Like it's like you said, if Edgar Wright had done it, a whole different ball game. Probably would have been one of, if not the best, Marvel movie because he's brilliant.
Oh, he's an absolutely masterful
Yep.
filmmaker. Like he's an absolute genius, I would say.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, the first Ant-Man is actually one of my least favourites. I think I preferred Ant-Man and the Wasp. It felt like they did more with the concept, a lot more like fun set pieces and that. I just
Agreed.
thought it was good, fun. His daughter's really good. Child actors are so hit and miss, but his daughter's great in it.
Yeah, agreed with that. Yeah.
I like Bobby Cannavale, Irving from Mr. Robot. He's in it.
I had the perfect storm for watching that movie. So I saw it in the cinema, and a good friend of mine from university, who you know, we made it a mission, and we watched around exam time. We watched every single Marvel movie, and it became our thing.
We did a similar thing leading up to Endgame.
It was great. And so when we finished them, we were like, well, we're going to carry on this. We have to carry on watching all of them up until Endgame. So we did. So we went and watched Ant-Man. So not Endgame. So it was Infinity War, and then after Infinity War, we were like, well, we're going to have to carry this on, aren't we? So we did. And I went all the way to Bath to meet him. We went to cinema and saw it, and it was just. I think the movie was improved dramatically. I have very fond memories of that movie, and it's not because the movie was amazing. It's just because it said I was so into Marvel at that point in time. We both were. That we went and watched it, and we were like, "Come on, let's do this!" And like every cheesy little remark that any of the characters said, we were like crying. It was just
no. That's brilliant.
No one should have enjoyed that movie as much as we did.
Yeah. See, that's funny because I kind of had not really the opposite, but a very different experience. I just watched it in my house with my parents who aren't that into Marvel, but I still really enjoyed it. Like if I'd watched it in a setting you say, I probably would have had a really great experience.
Yeah.
But I watched it in a very standard setting, and it was a fun film. I liked it a lot. I think it's underrated. Ant-Man and the Wasp is better than Black Panther.
Yeah,
that's my hot take.
So. Yeah, I
that's my hot take.
Yeah, Black Panther was just fine. I don't know.
Black
I don't really remember Black Panther much. The only thing with Ant-Man and the Wasp is their villains have been awful.
Yeah, I mean you've got like Loki and Thanos. Other than that,
seriously.
Yeah, Nebula's good if you include her as a villain, but probably not. But yeah, they have that problem overall.
Yeah.
They don't invest enough into them. Maybe just because they're passing characters, but yeah, they're overall disappointing. The only thing I didn't like about Ant-Man and the Wasp was some of the plot points were so like. Maybe I'm just an idiot, but I felt like they were so unexplained or nonsensical. I didn't understand what was happening.
Like
I didn't get the whole Michelle Pfeiffer putting a message in his brain. I guess spoilers for Ant-Man and the Wasp, by the way, only slightly. I won't completely tell you what happens. But like,
yeah,
I didn't really get that.
I don't.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll have to
really
watch it
remember
again.
That, you know.
Yeah, it was quite weird. And like, what did she... My dad pointed this out. How did she survive? What did she eat? Did she not need to eat? I thought it was like a timeless thing, the quantum realm, but she'd aged.
Yeah. The whole quantum realm thing, I feel like needs to be returned to in some way. Because she had not only aged, but she was like... Had like... There was stuff there. I felt like there was stuff there. Like, there was more to that world than they were telling us.
Yeah, maybe. Because it was all just, like, purple glowing. It's like if she was in there for 30 years, just surrounded by, like... I don't even know.
You'd go absolutely insane.
Moving Jackson Pollock painting. Yeah. She comes out fine. She comes out more competent than Michael Douglas, who barely reacts to seeing his wife.
Oh, yeah, he really was bad, actually. You're spot on with that. Yeah, he really was terrible.
Out. Damn it, Michael.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to move on now.
Move along.
We've talked enough about Marvel, so
we have.
I'll cut it. I'll cut it nice and short. What have I been watching actually? Okay. I've rewatched Silence of the Lambs recently because it's just great. I've seen that loads of times though.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna discuss it. I'm just listing off what I've been watching.
We can discuss Silence of the Lambs. We've never done that.
We can do. I'm kind of up for that. I'm looking at the time. I do have a hot take about a particular game I've played recently.
That's fine. We can go on to that if you like.
I'm gonna just shove that in, and then if we have time, we'll have a little discussion about what I've been watching.
Sounds good.
I just want to talk quickly. Just quickly about Sayonara Wild Hearts.
Yes.
So I played that the other day. I was really excited to play it actually. It's been on my radar for a while. I just did not. I knew it was short. I did not want to spend, however much it was, like £10-12 on it. I just not for an hour. So I knew it was short, but no, it didn't. I wasn't prepared. I'll be honest. I was. If you look at the reviews and the BAFTAs.
It won a few BAFTAs, yeah.
It's like, this game is amazing. Like, this is and I was like, okay, it's an hour long or so, apparently, but this is going to be so high quality that it's all going to be worth it. It's all going to be worth it. Okay, and I wasn't a fan.
It's quite sad. I watched your video on it.
Oh man, honestly,
your live stream highlights.
I'm gonna say from to start off, I love crazy games. I love crazy games.
Yeah.
I love games that are out there and abstract and weird. I also
and you like music related games too.
Yeah, I adore
like quite specific this
games.
Genre.
Yes, I really like rhythm games.
Yeah, rhythm games.
And I thought the soundtrack was really good, which is obviously the whole point of the game. It's like it's basically a music video. But as a game, man, like it's so light on content in the most silly ways. It's obviously been made to be it's a playable album, which is nice. Yeah. But what would have been cool is if you finish the album, cool, and then you unlock like a new mode where you can play through all these levels, and they're like extended versions with
I'm thinking like Celeste B-sides.
Yeah. But the game is heavily on rails. It is far too easy. There's not much point to it. Like, you're trying to collect hearts to get a score, but some of the levels are 30 seconds long.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't look like it had a whole lot of replayability.
No. And I didn't like the gameplay. It just involves you like moving left to right to collect hearts. It felt like the whole game felt like the credits of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Where are you aware of the credits of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
That was the whole game for me. It had about as much going through my brain cells as that. Which is so.
I mean, I like linear games, but that's a bit much.
I was so sad because it's obviously beautiful, and there was some really awesome. That's the problem. There were some hype moments in it, and then it ends. Like, it's crazy. Like, you're like, oh, here we go. Oh,
Yeah.
what? That was
No, I mean,
that
that is exactly what happened in your video. You looked like you were really getting into it, or this is getting cool, and then your face dropped when you realised it had ended.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
All they had to do
is weird.
because obviously the only reason they did this is because they're adhering to the music, but frankly, they didn't even have to. They didn't even have to introduce anything new. They could have repeated models, animations, blah blah blah, and added filler. They could have just added filler and
That's
padding
what you said straight away,
into that game, and I would have enjoyed it more because I would have been doing it for longer. That's literally all they. I felt like it was just.
It did look a bit like it was over before it begun.
Yeah. Very, very.
I mean, to its credit, the BAFTAs it did win were all kind of animation related, which I feel like it probably deserved. But yeah, I mean, gameplay wise, it looked like it left quite a lot to be desired, which is a massive shame because it looked really cool.
Yeah, I didn't think that the animation was. I mean, obviously, it depends on what came out this year. I've seen plenty of games that are better looking than this, to be honest. Like, in terms of art style and for like games. I know it's sad to be so negative about a game, but I was so excited because this is so up my street.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's that.
That's the thing. This was almost tailored to you, so the fact that you had this experience is upsetting.
Yeah, a bit weird.
Yeah. Well, maybe you'll disagree with Jamie, so check out Sayonara Wild Hearts.
Yeah, have a look at the video that we posted on our channel and see what you think.
Yeah.
The video. Okay, see what you think. If you're thinking I'm probably not going to buy this, give it a look. If you're thinking no, this sounds like something I need to buy, even after listening to what I just said, then I always suggest buying it rather than watching anything, because my video, which is 12 minutes long, represents 20% of the entire game. And so
I mean, the thing with things like this as well, it all comes down to price. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it all comes down to price. Like, it wouldn't matter how long it was if it was a cheap game, you know?
If it'd been £3, I have to say, I'm gonna quickly have a look at my Steam actually and see if it came with a copy of the album. It didn't. Okay, well.
So I mean, like a tenner for the game and the album. That's, you know, you pay a tenner for albums anyway.
Yeah, if it was actually, well, really they made the right decision market wise, because people love it apparently and it sold really well.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
If personally, what it should have been really for the price is an album that came with a really awesome interactive music video.
Yeah.
Basically.
Sounds like it's what it is, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of goes into that argument of what makes a game, or just an interactive experience.
I think so. I think that very, very much was just an interactive music video.
Yeah.
But let's not dwell on that. I don't like to talk so negatively about a game.
Yeah, we don't like to be cynical here at Openly Beta.
I'm going to give the viewers a quick update on what the other things I've been doing, which is Minecraft, which is obviously what you've been doing too.
Definitely, if they watched our videos, they'll see. Yes,
so I think I'm just going to quickly plug watching our channel, watching the Minecraft tours that Jack has prepared. Really funny videos, and I think so much fun on that server, man.
It has been great. My Wi-Fi is currently down, but once that's fixed, I'm looking forward to getting back into that. It's going to be good.
So I've been coming and going. I've been playing Final Fantasy, and then when I've been getting like burnt out from that, I'll play a bit of Minecraft, and then I keep switching between them. So now I'm on a Minecraft
It's good
run.
fun.
Yeah, I don't know. I cannot.
Yeah.
Everyone knows this already, but I can't. I just always surprises me how replayable that game is.
Minecraft is forever going to be like an active game for me. You can always just jump back in. It's great. It's so much fun. Jamie's been building a horrific pyramid, which everyone has been ripping into him for, so he's now trying to sort it out.
So, Jack, have you seen the update of the pyramid recently?
I would absolutely love to, but I can't because
no,
of
I
my
know
Wi-Fi.
I know you can't right now, but have you? You haven't seen
No.
it?
I mean, I haven't been able to for a while. I haven't been able to get on the server properly.
Oh, right, sure. I have.
But yeah, I haven't.
I'm going to
Is it bigger and
describe
better
to you.
than
I'm
ever?
going to describe to you what I've done to it.
Do it.
So everyone on this server was getting very upset with my pyramid.
Giant floating pyramid above our main base.
A lot of people have come to apologise. In fact, a few people have come out secretly and told me that they actually quite like it.
I don't believe that.
And so to counter the people saying it's obnoxious, it's big, I built another pyramid, an upside down pyramid on top of the existing pyramid.
I hate you so much.
I didn't stop at that.
This is why everyone moved away from the main compound. Because they didn't want to live in the shadow of Jamie's terrifying pyramid. Just suspended in midair.
So, and then I built a roller coaster around the entirety of the pyramid, the original base pyramid. Yep. And my current project is I am now working on a massive flashing sign that takes up the entirety of the upper pyramid, which is going to say Jamie's Pyramid World.
That's impressive. Well, I'm going to make my chunks far lower so that I don't have to look at your pyramid.
So Isaac, who makes an appearance on our server tour,
he does.
He has a prime view. He's actually one of the only people who will be able to regularly see the monstrosity.
His base
at the
is
top of the
directly
pyramid.
next to your giant floating pyramid.
It's almost for him, in some sort of sick way.
Yeah, because he kind of hated it the most.
Oh yeah. So that's been Minecraft. That's been my update in Minecraft.
That's been Minecraft.
So, Jack, is there anything you want to talk about in our concluding minutes of this podcast?
No. I haven't been playing anything. I've just been playing Minecraft. I haven't even played Animal Crossing in a few days because I've been playing Minecraft so much. And because my Wi-Fi has been so bad, I've started a single-player world for practice, and it's really boring because I'm not playing with anyone else.
Oh man!
But yeah, who would have thought that
sad.
In 2020 all we want to play is Minecraft?
Well, I kind of want to hear.
Take us away, Jamie.
I was just going to bring us back to Silence of the Lambs as our last final topic of the podcast. Really.
Yep, it's very topical. Silence of the Lambs.
We're a very topical podcast. We are.
Guys, did you hear about this movie? Silence of the Lambs.
No, actually, we're not going to talk about Silence of the Lambs because we're very close to the end of this podcast anyway, and that could go on for a long time. I am going to plug.
People were looking forward to
one piece of news that I should have put at the beginning. Well, actually, no. This is like a bonus bit of news that if you've listened this far. This is like secret, extra boring news that you don't get at the beginning,
which no one will hear.
So, this Nintendo released a load of new screenshots for Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, and if you thought that I was gonna have a whole podcast without mentioning that game, you were wrong.
Oh, for sure. I'm surprised it's not taking up the whole podcast.
My God, I am. Everyone looks so much better. Their faces are better. You got more P. More pixels.
That's good. More P.
Everyone's got more facial expressions. Basically, if you've gotten this far into the podcast and you haven't already pre-ordered Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition,
you gotta go do it.
Leave. Jack,
subscribe.
In your opinion, do you think this is a good time to end off now?
It does. I'd like to plug one more thing before we finish, though, real quick.
Of course you can.
I got my first quarantine haircut the other day from Mother, and I think she did a very good job. I'm showing it off now.
Oh man, I really want to see it.
I can send you a picture through data.
Yes. Yeah, please do.
Honestly, I've got pretty mental hair. I go into hairdressers who have been working for 30 years, and they're like, Jesus, this is going to be a job and a half. But yeah, she was going for quite a while. She was like, "Oh, let me cut your hair," and it got to the point where I was like, "My beard isn't growing any further. My hair looks terrible. I'm just gonna get rid of it at this point." So I asked her like, "Oh, do you mind cutting my hair today?" And she was like, "Oh my God, this is the worst thing ever. I'm so nervous." And she was freaking out the whole time. I kept assuring her it doesn't matter. I'm not going to see anyone for months. If it looks bad, I can make a video out of how bad my hair is. But yeah, I think she did a good job, and we're going to give her an openly beat round of applause. That was that.
Well done.
Yeah. You'll see in due course.
For those viewers, have grown a hefty old beard.
Your beard is, in fact, I think that's the reason I shaved, because your beard was so good. I just thought I'm not gonna top that. I just gave in. It has shape.
I'm quite proud of how it's become. I will have to say, the last time you saw it, it was quite like defined looking. Now it's grown much
vectors.
Longer, and it's kind of like it's now the bits that were patchy, but it was okay because it was too short to notice, have now grown long, straddly bits. So
oh man, you got to keep it going.
I will keep it going. I was tempted to shave my hair off, not my head. That would be really painful.
I've been tempted to do that actually. To be fair,
Jack. Exclusive openly beta Sandbox discussion here, folks. How fun would that be for us to shave our heads and post it to social media?
I was literally going to say we could both do it and make a video out of it. It would be fun. The only thing, I feel like I don't want to do it for a while because my mum did a really good job on my hair, and I don't want to ruin that by shaving my head immediately.
Oh, that's cool. I need to like.
But I have been thinking about this for a while. Yes. I have been thinking not even shave the head. Even worse, we could like just do a stripe straight down the middle, something like that. Something awful.
We
could do it for charity. Why not?
That actually would be really fun. I'm quite nervous. That's why I'm umming and ahhing, because I don't want to be in a situation where
you're bored and quarantine ends.
Well, no, I don't care about that. It's just it better bloody grow back.
No, okay, this is the thing. I knew a guy at sixth form. You might have known him too. He had really curly hair like mine. He shaved his head as a joke one time, and it grew back straight. And he lost his curly hair.
Yeah.
I can't lose my curly hair. It's all I have.
That would be really weird if you lost your curly hair. You look so much different. You look really different.
I'd go back to like 2013, Jack, when my hair was straight.
I'm just thinking
before it went inexplicably curly.
Yeah, actually, I do. I have seen pics. I'm not being funny, right? I just know for a fact that I look like so much better with hair, I just know that I'm going to look utterly awful, and my head is going to be all weird shapes.
Yeah,
and I'll be like,
I hate my head shape anyway. That's why I have my hair quite longer generally.
Yeah. There'll be like inexplicable bumps that I didn't know existed that will be very visible, and then if it doesn't grow back, I'm like,
Oh, man,
I'm stuffed. Good luck getting a job. No. No, what I'd do is I'd get like a skull tattoo on my scalp and go really, really rock it. Completely change my identity.
I would get like Voldemort from the Philosopher's Stone movie. I'd get him tattooed to the back of my head, and then I'd wear a turban.
That is so good. Oh, there's got to be someone who's done that before. There's got to be someone out there.
We're looking that up. Oh, man. Right, so you heard it here first, folks. Openly beaters shaving their heads. Let's do it for charity, Jamie. Who will give us money for charity if we shave our heads?
Yeah, everyone listening right now.
Everyone listening.
give us some charity money and we'll shave our heads off on cam.
Contract is binding.
I will need to buy a razor to do that. But I was going to buy one anyway because
I own a razor.
My girlfriend wants to sort my hair out.
Oh man, well yeah, that was our gaming podcast.
Yeah, that was our gaming podcast. Apologies
featuring
for
10 minutes of hair.
Very, very strange podcast. This one. They've really just it's just a bit of a strange world, isn't it?
It's getting to that point in quarantine where, like, I'm not doing anything.
No,
I'm not even playing games anymore. I don't know what I'm doing, Jamie.
Oh, you need to get yourself an addictive game then.
I do. Work's been busy. I'll use that excuse.
All right.
But yeah.
You can do that. So now we're finishing our podcast off. Jack, I'd like you to finish it for us.
Oh God, I haven't thought of anything to say this time. I guess I'll say the same as every week. Stay safe and wash your hands, everyone. Don't get your hopes up too high because you keep hearing things on the news about, oh, we're going to have this ready in no time, this is going to be ready, antibody test, blah, blah, blah. Just think in your head that this is going to go on until the end of the year at least, and then you'll always be satisfied when it ends earlier. Or you'll just expect it when it ends at the end of this year. So everyone just keep doing what we're doing. Don't lose hope. We're doing great as a country, as a species. Stick to it. Stay inside. Play games to keep going mentally sane. And wash your hands. We love you all. We are Openly Beta. Goodbye.